Hi friends, this is Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing. Welcome. Thank you so very much for joining me. This is Weekend Updates. It's a bit of a project share, a bit of a where I am on crafting. And if you've been watching my channel, you're probably interested to hear what's going on in craft fair preparations. And you might have noticed that I didn't make an updates video last weekend. It was just too crazy. I got too busy. It is Friday night and I'm making the video now because I have a date with Baby Gray tomorrow afternoon. He has rearranged our weekend and he's totally worth it. So that's okay. I made these tags last weekend. You might have seen a picture on Instagram. There was no rhyme or reason. It was using stuff up. The back of these, some of them were pre-purchased and then I stamped on them. Some of them were, like this one, it was packaging. You know, I always tell you to save your packaging, and clearly I could make about 1 million more tags. So what I did was I went through this container and I found white or cream that wasn't too slick so that you could write on it. And then I used those and I die cut them. And I made a couple sizes of tags. And then I went through my scraps of paper and used the size of tag that I had available for that paper. You know, that's why it's small. And then I glued them together. That makes them nice and stiff. There's no rule that says you have to use 2 layers, but I used up trash and I used scraps. It was great. Then I laid them all out. Okay, then I should have punched the holes right then, but I didn't. I laid them all out and I decorated them all. And the way I did that was kind of like when I do a big batch of cards. I laid a whole bunch of them out, and then I just started digging through bags of messy ephemera and stuff and decorating them, not gluing things down. So I would rearrange and say, oh, I found a star, or oops, I found a tree. Oh, here's another musical note. And when the table was pretty full and I got tired of laying stuff out, I started gluing them down. But see, like these were 3 separate objects for the same collection and just rearranging to figure out how they would fit. This one was a tissue box. I'm pretty sure one of you sent that to me because I didn't have a tissue box that cute. And then I just backed it with some cream paper. Actually, that might just be the inside. I think this one is 1 layer and it just had a really nice finish on the inside. And then I went through my bags of textiles, and you might not have this much junk, but just be open to what you do have. This is, what do we call this, you guys? It goes around the edge of like placemats, and it went around the cuff of my jammies when I was a little girl. It's like the foldy stuff, okay? So I probably got a pack of this somewhere for $1/4, or it was in a bulk thing, because why would I have bought that color? And a bunch of this stuff was in one of my friends' bins that they gave me. So just fun stuff, and I just went through and tried to find a textile that went with them. I made them nice and long so they can actually be tied onto packages. No rhyme or reason. Of course, no 2 alike. Who am I? That wouldn't be right. Oh, look at this one with like some vintage Christmas stamps and puffy stickers. I mean, if that's not a combination, I don't know what is. If you have scraps of paper and you want to make tags, these are super fun. They would make fun gifts, I think. Like a little party favor. Maybe you could put a couple of them that match together for a hostess gift if you go somewhere. I have a pile right here of prepared to be blue. So this one was a tissue box. This one was like purchased. It was an ephemera pack or something. This is to a shirt, Kleenex boxes. So I did put some blue ones together, but that's as far as I got, except for sticking that bird on there. So if you want to make some, go for it. Super fun. These, I don't know how I'm going to package them or if I'm just going to lay them out cute on my table at the craft fair. But I was thinking like maybe 50 cents a piece. I think my friend Katie said like 5 for $2.50 or something. So they'd be sort of grouped. They would look really cute laying out on the table, but I'm a little worried about space and I don't know. I just haven't seen the building, so I don't know how much traffic there will be. To clarify, it's not that I think there will be that much traffic. It's that I think it will be really crowded. I've been working on tons and tons of things for Smash Our Stash. That video is the 7th. So maybe that's Monday. When you see Smash Our Stash, it's not going to be Christmas stuff. I have moved on from Christmas projects and am doing Smash Our Stash, clean out the craft room, that kind of thing, general. I kind of got Christmased out. This is just a cute little journal that I had scraps, and so I put this together, and I had been setting things aside. This is actually the packaging. I've chopped them all up so you can't see. This was the collection name for an authentic package. So this was from the front on the package of the paper, and I just saved it, and I put some in another journal over here too. I'll show you in a minute. And I made tons of cute envelopes. I'm totally hooked on that. That's great for TV watching or in bed at night. So I think this one will be fun. Again, I have so many different journals and items. I have no idea how they're going to be priced. I mean, I might just do like, okay, normal size journals and then other size journals. And I thought, I don't want to get into Christmas things or a certain price and regular. I'll just price them and see what happens. Has a cute little pen I put on there. The book had been sitting aside. It was a UFO in my Christmas crafting. And then I had picked out this 'Twas the Night Before Christmas to make a shaker with before when I was making the full-size journals. So then I grabbed it again. Again, just trying to use stuff up, and it turned out pretty cute. Sometimes when you start putting stuff together, you have no idea where it's going to go. This bag, I'll try and remember to show you where I found it. It's scraps from the butterfly journals. So I am literally just digging through all the layers of my craft room and trying to deal with the unfinished objects, UFOs. As I was doing Christmas crafts, I was putting things in a bin that said Junkie Christmas Journal or something like that with a question mark. So I had these gorgeous flowers that one of you gave me, and this is a roll of, I don't know what this stuff is, but I've been using it for years. Some wrapping paper, a napkin that I think one of you sent me, just a junkie cover, a bit of Christmas ribbon. I was gonna edge it with this, and I had the glue ready and everything, and then I realized I wanted this to be able to open up and be a pocket, and I was about to glue it shut. Ho, 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 another one of those pockets from the jingle paper. A tag. This is the packaging for the front of the paper for one of those paper collections I'd been using, and it was just sitting around. And then a whole bunch of extra bits, probably from making the tags and journals. I didn't throw away the extra embroidery floss as I was trimming things. I just kept throwing it in a pile. If you do enough crafts, your trash generates a category of its own. This is a couple years ago, maybe it was last year, I don't think so. My friend Noni was doing experiments with her laminator and different glitters and textures, and they're just fun in journals. I don't think she really liked them, but I've used the different glitter ones and snow look, and I've made pockets. They are a bear to sew in, just so you know. There will be muttering when I do this, but they're fun. Then this was an envelope that our friend Mary sent me, and I just loved it, so I put some washi on the top of it, and I'm going to use it. And then one of Noni's reject foiling things. This fortune was, my mom found it when she was cleaning out some stuff, and then I liked this, and it was on the counter. A friend is a person who knows all about you, but likes you anyway. Sort of a Christmas journal, sort of a random one, right? This brown bag had something to do with Subway sub sandwiches, bits of ribbon. This might have been from It's Basic Gray, so it was a punch off of probably a journal I made. Look at this little page. This little brown thing was on the counter. I stamped it Merry Christmas. This is the rest of that authentic packaging that I covered that other journal with. I just have bits of it now. A scrap of this. This little red envelope was on the counter. So it needs more pages. It's not ready to sew together, but you won't see that in the Smash Our Stash video probably, so I just thought I'd let you take a peek. Oh, there's a cute tag back here too. Here's another one. I made it out of that authentic packaging, and both sides are patterned, but I thought it was fun anyway. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one, but I'm sure it will end up on my craft fair table. And as I move around the room, maybe I'll find some more green or red, not necessarily Christmas, but something that should be in there. If you've been here for a while, you know, I'll show you the good, bad, and the ugly. My room does not look better but it is feeling better. And I'll tell you why. Like, look at this counter. Okay, this is the Christmas book I just showed you. This is the packaging that I got out to show you. This is SOS stuff I'm working on. SOS is Smash Our Stash. That's the collaboration that's coming up. Same here. So it's not a 2-inch layer like it was. This box is stuff that I gathered up off the counter to use for Smash Our Stash. I mean, you guys have sent me so much cute stuff. It's ridiculous. And I just am spoiled, and you're all wonderful. So wonderful to me. So I'm trying to get it cleaned up, get it dug through. I hadn't put away July. Remember how July went? It did not go well, so I hadn't put that away. The butterfly journal, that bag of paper and scraps was under here with another pile of stuff, some of this stuff. It's just a lot. You can see that that counter's still a mess. That's Christmas right there. I just keep pushing it down to the end. This is another box I should work more on for Smash Our Stash. But you can kind of see, like, this is the Christmassy. I have a few cards that I just don't think I'll put in the craft fair because they kind of don't fit in. I can't imagine this one's, I don't know, maybe I'll put it in there. It might get beat up and it's not going to sell right now, I don't think, because it's all about spring, but look how cute it is with glossy accents on there. I might just keep a couple favorites. I am out of card bases and I need to make card bases, so I started working on that. I have my stamp out and look, I scored 2 of them. I'm well on my way. This is scraps and stuff that I've been working with Smash Our Stash, and then I leave out the stamp sets when I use something out of them. Hi, Princess. You want to say hi? You want to say hi? Oh, she says my eye's a little weepy, but I had fun. I played with my mouse. I watched some bird videos. Are you going back to sleep? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. She's doing pretty good, you guys. Okay, this is my craft fair table. I took the tablecloth off and I washed it because it did have cat hair on it. I'm sure she was wandering around on it, and it helped with the ironing situation. I still haven't ironed it. I was thinking Saturday afternoon would be the time that I would set up my table and make it all work perfectly, but I'd rather hang out with Gray. So we'll just wing it. Maybe you'll see a video of my table all set up beautifully for the craft fair before then. If not, I hope I remember to at least snap a picture of it. It is on Saturday the 12th. So Saturday the 12th, maybe there will be something on Instagram or a video later, but I'll try and remember. The information about it is posted on my Instagram now. It's way out in the country. If you come, I'd wear walk-in shoes because parking is tricky. I would bring cash because connectivity is tricky. And I didn't even bother getting a square because I don't know if it'll work. I have like Venmo or something, but I've had people who couldn't call me from this building before. They had to like go stand in the parking lot by a certain thing. So we'll see. What I've been doing is organizing my cards. I do dream that I will, make better labels before then. And I have a bunch of cards. I didn't buy bags, but I have a whole bunch of these unused Ziploc bags that were from Andrea. So she gave me a whole bunch of these. You know me, I'm not going to buy new plastic bags if I have them. So I think these are fine. 10 cards and 10 envelopes fit in here. And I have a whole bunch of 10 sets. And then I'm going to sell loose ones. And I think what I'm going to do is 10, if you buy 10 cards, it would be $2 a piece. And then a different pricing structure. I think $3 if you just buy one, something like that. And then another box with hopefully beautiful labels. And what I was trying to do was switch to containers that would be easy to shop out of. Low. One of the things that I saw online, a video, the lady said, try and be set up in advance so you can just bring your cards and set them out. Well, she's not in Oregon, okay? So I might have to put mine into these deeper containers so I can get lids over them or put them in iris cases and then set up that morning, which would be more hectic. Rain is problematic. In fact, we are having a weekend here, I tell you. These are Christmas. So I think I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, probably 80 or 100 Christmas cards, and then way more other cards, right? The other thing I put together that I thought was kind of fun, and I don't know if I'll do more of these or how I'll price them, but I put these little like ephemera kits together. This is Christmas, and then there's 3 or 4 that are regular. And look, these are so fun. I was making these little mini envelopes and I put some postage stamps. I was just having fun. I have been working my way through my piles and my room. And if I think, oh, I want to make hot chocolate packets, I just write it on the list. But if it's not started, I don't start it. So what I've been doing is working my way through piles of loose things, piles of started things. This, you can kind of see where this is headed, right? If you've watched me before, you can see what I'm up to. I laid out these embossed backgrounds. I think Kathy sent these to me forever ago. Now I have the embossing folder. I never remember to use embossing folders. I just don't. So I laid these out and I thought, that's it. I'm going to use these. So I started laying out snowflakes, and then I thought I'd look through some of my ephemera and see if I can find some with the blue, because I've been doing all red and green because I've been trying to clean that out, and because I thought it would sell at the craft fair better, and just also I have too much. And then I thought I'd play with blue after the craft fair, but cleaning up the piles. Underneath is all stuff that I was kind of planning to take with me. So this is my section. And then this is unfinished objects and junk. So it doesn't really go to the craft fair, and it may or may not get used. This was more envelopes. This is my little envelope making, pocket making kit for at night. And if you saw the video before where I talked about the table, you get an idea of there's going to be a whole bunch of journals on the table also, and stands. And I was trying to figure out height. I don't know if it's going to be against a wall. If it is, I have a rack I could lean against it, or if it's going to be like a floating table. No idea. That is what's going on with the craft fair. But I'm trying to make it less about the fair itself, like not whether I sell a bunch or that kind of thing. I mean, sure, I want to have fun, right? That's my measure. But imagine if I go through all these bins and pull out the UFOs and sort things, and things are put away. I mean, this was like a pile. Now I would say it's down to a little stack or pile. Oh, I do have one confession. I'm going to put in a clip from the table out front. I have a mess out there. But that's how I was working on all of these while I was watching TV and laying them out. But if I just keep tidying and the room is great, and then I come home from the craft fair and maybe I sold half my stuff, it's still a huge improvement, right? It's great progress, I think. I'm using it as a room cleaning project. We'll see if it works out. Let's see, what else do I want to tell you? Oh, I did go back through all of these Christmas cards. You might not have seen it, and put enamel dots on everything. I made sure there was a scrap or a stamp or something on the inside. I mean, these are all ready to sell. That's what I've been working on. Every time I think of a fun thing I want to make, I say, oh, but I still have to do these things. If the craft fair wasn't for another month or 3, I would never run out of ideas, but I am doing them in order of this is already half done and I want to get it cleared out. Like I said, smash our stash. I'll show you all of these and maybe give you a peek. Maybe at the end of that video, we'll do a peek around the room too and see if we're doing better. It won't be Christmas. It's going to be all sorts of interesting stuff off the counter. I am not going to do journal flip throughs on the ones I've already made because time. It's just time. And I haven't worked on my cross stitch at all, so that's not going on the cover of a journal probably. Maybe next year for Christmas. I hope that gave you some ideas, some inspiration. I had a complete blast making these tags. So if you're looking for a fun way to play with your ephemera, dig through things, or maybe pull out some stamps that you haven't used in a while, or maybe you have a mountain of tiny die-cut snowflakes and you don't know what to do with them. Tags would be a great idea, and I would give the tags away, but that's because I'm not a good shopper. I wouldn't have anything to put them on. Find yourself a little bit of inspiration and get crafting and relaxing and have a great weekend. I will be back for Smash Our Stash on the 7th, and then I would expect that I'll have some kind of video for you next week before the craft fair. We'll see how everything's going. Thanks so much for watching. Take good care of yourselves. Bye-bye.